Welcome to the Risk Wheelhouse, the podcast where we navigate the ever-changing seas of risk management and technology. Join your hosts, Ori Wellington and Sam Jones, as they steer you through the latest trends, insights, and strategies shaping the future of integrated risk management. Ready to chart a course towards success? Hop aboard and let's set sail into today's deep dive.
Okay, if you're working in governance, risk, or compliance today, you definitely know the job is changing. I mean, faster than ever.
Oh, absolutely. You've got AI completely reshaping operations.
Right, and then new global rules like the EU AI Act demanding attention like yesterday.
Yeah.
Plus all the ongoing geopolitical stuff. It's a lot.
It really is. How do you keep up or maybe even get ahead of it?
So, yeah, that's what we're digging into today. We're doing a deep dive on some really key recent industry moves, acquisitions, partnerships that all seem to be pointing pretty strongly away from that old siloed GRC approach.
And towards something the market's starting to call unified IRM, integrated risk management.
Unified IRM. Okay, look, it's really crucial to get this. Unified IRM isn't just, slapping a new label on GRC. It's a totally different operating model. How so? Well, it forces platforms, data, and even services to line up across four specific pillars: performance, resilience, assurance, and compliance. They have to connect. Wait, hold on. Why those four? What makes that the right framework now? Because today, risk doesn't just stay in one box, does it? Think about it. A supply chain problem, it says resilience, right?
But it hits your quarterly earnings.
Yeah.
Performance. You need a system that connects those dots automatically.
Got it. And assurance and compliance fit in how?
Well, assurance is making sure your controls actually work. They're effective. And compliance, that's making sure you're meeting all the rules, the regulations.
Yep.
The whole point is that one single event, whatever it is, feeds into a shared understanding, a common language, driving actions across the whole business. That just wasn't happening when GRC was, more of a checklist exercise.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's less defensive compliance and more about actually enabling the business, maybe even finding opportunities.
Exactly. And the deals we've been tracking just this past week show this isn't just theory, it's happening.
Yeah.
Especially with getting AI oversight built in, operationally at scale.
Right.
So for you listening, the big takeaway signal seems to be buyers aren't looking for just point solutions anymore. They need these integrated models. They really do. They want something that handles the full life cycle.
Okay, so let's unpack the biggest one first. AuditBoard agreeing to acquire FairNow. That's a purpose-built AI governance platform.
Yeah, that was a significant move.
I bet anyone trying to manage AI risk right now feels like they're drowning in spreadsheets scattered everywhere. Is that the pain point here?
That's precisely it. And what's interesting, I think, is that AuditBoard didn't just build a new module. They went out and bought a dedicated engine for this. FairNow slots these essential capabilities right into the main platform. Things like an AI registry, which is crucial for just knowing what models you even have.
Okay, inventory first.
Right.
Then dynamic risk assessments, because AI models change, they learn, the risk isn't static. And the really key part, automated compliance mapping. Automated mapping. That sounds like where, the rubber meets the road. What specific regulations are we talking about? The big ones everyone's worried about.
Yes. This integration is clearly aimed at the heavy hitters, the ones that are becoming non-negotiable if you're using AI seriously. So that's the NIST AI Risk Management Framework.
Okay, the U.S. standard.
The international standard, ISO 42001, and probably the most urgent one for many, the EU AI Act.
Right, the EU AI Act is huge. So this acquisition basically says AI governance isn't an add-on anymore.
Exactly. It's becoming a core expected capability of your main IRM platform, table stakes.
And connecting this deal happened basically at the same time AuditBoard extended its alliance with EY US.
It did, yeah.
Which points to this services plus software model that sources are talking about.
Absolutely. Look, just think about the EU AI Act alone. It's complex. It's not enough just to have the software tool.
Right, you need someone to help figure it out.
Platform vendors are realizing they have to pair these advanced AI governance features with serious consulting muscle. That EY relationship helps speed up adoption, helps clients actually get value faster.
But hang on, that raises a question, doesn't it? If the software is so integrated and easy to use, shouldn't companies need less consulting help?
Yeah, that's a great point. It's kind of a necessary tension right now.
A conflict of interest, maybe?
Well, maybe short term. But right now, just interpreting the regulations and designing the actual AI governance program, the policies, the roles, the strategy, that's still really new and complex for most organizations.
Okay.
So firms like EY help set up that structure, get the program running, and then the software automates the day-to-day execution, the monitoring, the evidence.
So for the buyer, the takeaway is you probably need both. Technology and some expert help to get these new AI risk programs off the ground successfully.
That seems to be the winning formula right now, yes. Program enablement alongside the tech.
Okay, so AI governance is moving into the core IRM platform, and it needs advisory support. But this unification trend, it goes beyond just AI risk, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing big moves connecting things up to the boardroom level, too, especially around ESG. Let's talk about that Diligent and Persephone partnership.
Right. So Diligent, they're strong in board governance, reporting, disclosures. Persony is all about carbon accounting, the environmental data.
Okay, so connecting those two.
It's primarily about helping companies with sustainability reporting, sure. But for risk leaders listening, this is a really strategic bridge. It connects that high-level board oversight, what gets disclosed, directly with the nitty-gritty operational ESG data.
Which effectively pulls ESG out of just being a reporting silo.
Exactly.
That makes it a core risk concern.
Precisely. The real insight here is that ESG data, especially things like climate risk, supply chain exposures related to climate, it needs much tighter integration with your operational risk programs.
Because you can't really measure your overall resilience if you don't factor in climate impacts on your operations or your financial performance.
Are you ready to see risk management in action? At Wheelhouse Advisors, we've launched a new YouTube channel dedicated to integrated risk management. You'll find quick explainers, insights from our IRM Navigator research reports, highlights from the Risk Journal, and conversations from the Risk Wheelhouse podcast. We're covering the topics that matter most to executives and risk leaders, from AI governance and cyber insurance to operational resilience and regulatory change. Every video is designed to help you anticipate risks, adapt with confidence, and build resilience in a digital-first world. In our first video, we explain how ISO 42001, the EU AI Act, and the NIST AI Risk Management Framework can work together as a unified playbook for AI risk. Subscribe today at youtube.com/@wheelhouseadv and get the latest insights delivered directly to you. That's youtube.com/@wheelhouseadv. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the risks that matter most.
You got it. This partnership is another signal. ESG data is moving firmly into the central risk picture. Okay, so board-level reporting and operational risk are connecting. Where else is this unification playing out? Let's maybe pivot to specialized compliance. We saw that alliance between Hadrius and Salus GRC.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, focused on highly regulated industries.
What financial services?
Exactly. Financial services, maybe healthcare. For them, that assurance pillar proving controls are working is absolutely critical. This alliance is about delivering AI-powered compliance tools,
Okay.
but crucially, unifying those very specific compliance workflows directly with the broader risk oversight picture. Because honestly, these sectors are just drowning in compliance checks and audit requests.
So what's the tangible benefit? How does unifying that help them?
It really comes down to measurable efficiency, making that assurance cycle faster and less painful. Buyers in these regulated industries should be looking for real proof points now.
Like what?
Things like pre-built content packs for specific regulations, controls already mapped to requirements, and real-time evidence automation.
Automated evidence. How does that work?
Well, say a control needs daily proof, maybe checking system access logs. An integrated system could potentially automate pulling that log, checking it, and linking it as evidence for the control.
Oh, okay, so less manual chasing.
Exactly. The promise is a dramatic cut in audit cycle times and manual effort. That's how you prove the integration is actually delivering bottom-line value.
And speaking of delivering value, maybe we should just briefly touch on the capacity building signal. Riveron acquiring Eden Data.
Right, that fits the pattern.
Expanding their risk and compliance advisory services, adding more digital and security expertise. It just seems to confirm what we've been saying.
Yeah, buyers want the enablement piece alongside the technology. They need people who know how to set up, configure, and actually drive value from these increasingly integrated systems.
Okay.
So if we kind of zoom out and pull all these moves together, the acquisitions, the partnerships, the advisory growth, We can actually see it reflected in broader research, too.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, the recent Risk Connect 2025 survey findings really back this up. That research showed this widening gap
Oh, yeah. Between what?
between the potential impact of new risks, especially things like geopolitics and AI, and how prepared organizations actually feel they are.
Ah, the preparedness gap. Yeah, I've seen that.
And that gap is basically forcing companies to rethink their budgets. They're shifting investment away from older, siloed systems towards these modern, integrated platforms that are actually designed to handle this new level of complexity.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So let's translate all these market signals into some practical advice for you, the listener, whether you're looking at buying software soon or just planning your risk roadmap.
Right. Based on everything we've discussed, the first big takeaway has to be treat AI governance as table stakes immediately. Absolutely. If AI touches any part of your customer-facing stuff or your core operations, having robust AI governance within your IRM platform isn't optional anymore. It's foundational.
So you need to check your current systems or potential vendors.
Yes. Validate that they can fully support the mapping, the controls, the evidence needed for NIST AI RMF, ISO 42001, and especially the EU AI Act.
And ensure it connects.
Critically, make sure your AI model inventory, the use case approvals, all of that flows seamlessly into your existing audit workflows, your remediation tracking, your reporting. If it doesn't, you've got a major platform gap to address. Okay, solid advice. Second major takeaway, demand outcome proof for integration. Don't just take their word for it or look at pretty slides. Yeah, be skeptical of the marketing hype, what some call slideware. You need a critical eye here.
How do you do that? Well, like in our own internal vendor compass analysis, we look hard at two things. Solution coverage, do they have the features? But more importantly, the level of integration, do those features actually work together seamlessly?
Yeah.
And how does the buyer test that?
Don't just look at feature lists. Ask for verified customer outcomes, real proof points. Ask for, say, documented examples of reduced audit cycle time because of automated evidence, or customer references who can quantify how much faster they onboarded vendors after implementing.
Measurable results.
Exactly. If the integration is real, the benefits should be measurable in dollars saved or days reduced. Makes sense.
Okay, third practical takeaway, and this ties back to that AuditBoard EA Alliance. Pair platform with services from day one.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't assume you can just buy the software and figure out complex new areas like AI governance entirely on your own, especially not quickly.
So learn from that EY alliance model. Use it as a best practice example. Define your internal roles clearly, sure, but get a named delivery partner involved early. And then focus on a tight, maybe 90-day plan aimed at delivering quick, tangible value.
And what should that value look like? It should map directly back to those 4 IRM pillars we talked about. Performance, resilience, assurance, compliance, getting your foundational AI model inventory stood up, maybe automating some initial control testing within that first 90 days that should be achievable now with the right platform and the right advisory support working together. So wrapping this up, what we've tracked today, this pattern of acquisitions plus alliances, it really feels like more than just cosmetic changes.
Oh, it's definitely structural.
It seems like managing these big emerging risks, especially AI, is getting hardwired into the daily operating rhythm of risk management. It's not just an overlaid project anymore.
No, it's becoming the core. And looking ahead, the winners in this consolidating market, I think, will be the vendors who can go beyond just talking about features.
They need to prove the integration works.
Yes, and prove it with outcomes customers can measure in months, not years. That fast ROI is what's justifying this big budget shift we're seeing towards integrated platforms.
Okay, so that structural shift leaves us with maybe one final provocative thought for you to consider as you plan your own risk roadmap. Given this trend of specialist alliances like Hadrius and Celis GRC and the Board ESG convergence with Diligent Persephone, how quickly do you think vendors will start adding agentic AI?
You mean AI that can act on its own?
Yeah, AI agents to actually perform tasks like automating evidence collection or even doing continuous control monitoring autonomously.
Interesting. That could be powerful.
It could. But maybe more importantly, if we get that level of automation and compliance assurance, what new, maybe unexpected risks does that introduce into your control environment?
That's a really good question. How much autonomy do you give the machines guarding the machines?
Exactly. Something to think about as you decide just how integrated and automated you want your risk systems to become.
That wraps up another episode of the Risk Wheelhouse. Thank you for spending time with us at Wheelhouse Advisors today. We hope you found the conversation insightful and actionable for your organization's risk strategies. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music. If you're looking for more in-depth analysis and thought leadership on risk technology, be sure to visit the Risk Tech Journal at therisktechjournal.com. It's your go-to source for comprehensive articles, expert interviews, and the latest trends shaping the industry. Subscribe today to stay informed. For any inquiries or feedback, please contact us directly at info@wheelhouseadvisors.com, or feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn and x.com and share your thoughts or suggestions for future topics. Visit wheelhouseadvisors.com for more information and resources. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, navigate wisely.